I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not when I came to die discover that I had not lived. I wanted to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life, and to be able to give a true account of it in my next excursion. There is some of the same fitness in a man's building his own house that there is in a bird's building its own nest. If men constructed their dwellings with their own hands, the poetic faculty would be universally developed, as birds universally sing when they are so engaged.
What interested me about the bird run was it's a reevaluation and recentering of our relationship to the natural world. Instead of us dominating the world, in order to understand a bird, we have to, be very reticent. We have to be quiet. We have to be retiring. It's more dramatic aspects were facing the bird rather than facing the public, And so it's kind of like a nest where you go into the nest and you stay and you're quiet and you hopefully enlarge yourself by looking at the world of the bird.
It was not so much within doors as behind a door where I sat. Even in the rainiest weather, I found myself suddenly neighbor to the birds, not by having imprisoned one, but having caged myself near them.
Thoreau says in Walden that 1 chair is for solitude, 2 chairs are for friendship, and 3 are for society. It was key to making 3 chairs. Because when you sit on those benches, your feet don't hit the ground. You become like a child, where you feel that you're not quite large enough, and you kind of float in space. So it's a moment where the natural world actually is put on hold. Because the chairs are about that, about what he said. It's not solitude, it's about friendship, and it's about society, where you have to talk to each other. Where in the bird body you don't talk to anybody.
Sometimes, in a summer morning, having taken my accustomed bath, I sat in my sunny doorway from sunrise till noon, wrapped in a reverie amidst the pines and hickories and sumacs, in undisturbed solitude and stillness while the birds sang around or flitted noiseless throughout the house, until by the sun falling in at my west window or the noise of some traveler's wagon on the distant highway, I was reminded of the lapse of time. I grew in those seasons like corn in the night, and they were far better than any work of the hands would have been. They were not time subtracted from my life, but so much over and above my usual allowance.
Not all sculpture is architecture, but all architecture is sculpture. In the beginning, when I made these structures, I realized something was missing. And they were too much like sculpture, not almost like architecture. But the moment I started to think about placing seats inside the buildings, then the dialogue was really stronger. It was having the seats inside them that made the sense of dwelling, of being inside and wanting to stay inside very important.
I have thus a tight shingled and plastered house, 10 feet wide by 15 long, with a garret and a closet, a large window on each side, 2 trap doors, 1 door at the end, and a brick fireplace opposite. The exact cost of my house was $28.12.5.
You come around the bend and you have to look inside and there's the hut. Somehow it's secluded. I like that very much. And the scale is definitely, Quaker Meeting House scale is not like a cathedral. It's a different sense of the spiritual.
I have been anxious to stand on the meeting of 2 eternities, the past and the future, which is precisely at the present moment.
So together, I hope that they talk to each other and talk to you about how you can interact with the natural world in a variety of ways, from making architecture to being reticent to being a place where you can get more intimate with your partner, and all together they make up the experience of humanity in the natural world.
We need the tonic of wildness. We can never have enough of nature. We need to witness our own limits transgressed, and some life pasturing freely where we never wander.